Hello and welcome to this special live stream commemorating the 1 year anniversary of the YouTube channel. 1 year of this very channel right here on YouTube. I, of course, am the owner of this channel and a former content creator. I still do lives here, of course. The YouTube show is a series I do here, as well as my movie life. But this channel began back last spring as a movie and as a TV analysis channel, analyzing various TV shows and movies. If you take a look at the live show, which was the very first live stream that I did three lives. The first was called The Shakespeare Myth. That was the very first live that began this very channel. Followed up, of course, by my analysis of the British TV show The Prisoner, the movie The Usual Suspects, analysis of that film. Those three lives were the very beginning of this channel. I guess about last spring or so. And now it's about 1 year since I did those three lives, which you can still take a look at, which you can still watch right here on this channel. So if you haven't, I advise you to take a look at The Shakespeare Myth, my analysis of the British TV show The Prisoner, and my analysis of the movie The Usual Suspects, which I believe is called A Live Crime. Those three lives were the very start of this channel. And now it's been a year. I don't do movie and TV content here anymore. I really don't do any content. Like I said, I do series. Like I said, the YouTube show. I do my movie life. And I do what I would call packaged lives, where I talk about a subject or an issue. But though there has been a revamp channel, the channel remains. And so we're here, or at least I'm here. I don't know how many people are going to be here. I'm here to celebrate that, which is why I'm wearing this. I only wear this kind of thing on this channel for special occasions. And this indeed special occasion. Hello to those in the chat, and thank you. I appreciate it. So it's been a year on YouTube, right? A year. Now, when it comes to this channel, I have to be really honest. And I've said this to a certain extent before, and I'll say it here again. Though I don't talk about it that much. I had absolutely no interest in being on YouTube. I got this channel because I believe I had gotten something called Google Plus. I used to be on something called Google Plus. And when you had to do I think the Gmail account, you got a YouTube channel. They gave you an account in those days. Now, I don't know if they still do that. I'm sure somebody in the chat can tell me that. But that's basically how this channel began. It actually technically was created over a decade ago. So I got this when I believe I got Google Plus. Now, I didn't know anything about YouTube other than it was a place that I could go and watch TV shows, movies, videos, all kinds of things. And that's precisely what I did. I watched movies and TV shows and all kinds of content here. Um, and that's how this. And so I really did absolutely nothing about this channel. In fact, I didn't really think this channel existed. I mean, I knew that I had, I guess, the channel. I never gave any thought to it. Then it happens one day that I get in Now, I guess because I had, and that's another long story, or slightly long story. I wound up being on panels at one point on YouTube, right? You go to different channels and you different panels, and I ended up being on some channels and some panels. And I guess people started hearing about me because I had been on panels and in chats. And I guess they started subscribing to the channel. And then one day I got a notification from YouTube saying that I could go ahead and live stream. And this actually came as a surprise to me because, as I mentioned before, I gave absolutely no thought to YouTube. Had no interest in YouTube, didn't care about YouTube. This channel didn't even exist for me at all. And so, because I hadn't done it, as I mentioned previously, I did the three lives, right? I did the Shakespeare myth, which was my very first live stream, my very first anything on YouTube. It was the very first thing I did on YouTube. And then, of course, I did my analysis prisoner, and I did, you know, my look at or my dissection of the usual suspects. And that's how this channel started, and that's how it all began. Now, the reason I cite those again, and I cited them to begin with, was those three lives were really all that this channel was going to be. That was going to be it. That was the sum total. It was going to be the Shakespeare myth, my prisoner analysis, and the usual suspects. That was it. That was the entire, not even plan. It was just what I had thought of at the time. That was it. And then something, I don't know, it was something. But then I kept thinking about ideas for lives. I think the reason was because it was all brand new to me. It was I'd never done a live stream, never really done videos on live for the most part. I think I did a couple of videos on Facebook. Try that out. And I had done TikTok actually. So really that was the foundation. And I should note that. I remember I did a series on TikTok called From the Freelancer, which I think is still there. My TikTok is still there. I haven't been able to get to it because I've been busy with other things. But if I look at the foundation for doing live streams and doing videos here, it really stems from TikTok, strangely enough. And I know TikTok is controversial now for reasons I don't think I need to go into. I'm sure you can find them out. But really, when I look at, and this may be odd to say, but the foundations to my doing a live stream like this now, or being on YouTube, came from being on TikTok and doing several videos there. That pretty much gave me a foundation, a very kind of small one, but a foundation to be able to do live streams and videos here on YouTube. So, strange as it is, you know, I have kind of TikTok to thank for being on YouTube. Again, TikTok's very controversial these days, and I'm sure you know the reasons why, but that's basically what preceded YouTube for me. Again, this was supposed to be a few lives, and that was that. And more ideas came along, and I started putting these ideas out as live streams. And I kept, and of course, these ideas became content, and I started doing more and more and more content. I started doing content, period, and then more and more content. Um, and then this channel, which was supposed to be really three lives and nothing else, became four lives, five lives, six lives, seven, ad infinitum. Then, of course, this channel was revamped, and now it is what it is now. I only have a couple series. Of course, there are the original lives, which you can look at after this, of course. But you can check them out. That is, of course, the history of this channel. This channel was never supposed to exist. Let me repeat that. This channel was never supposed to exist. I was not supposed to have a YouTube channel. I was not supposed to be on YouTube. Had YouTube not told me that I guess I had enough subscribers, I don't know how many subscribers I had at that moment, but if YouTube had notified me and told me, I wouldn't be here. And so now that it's about a year on YouTube, or this channel has had a year in operation, of course, the first thing I'm going to do is thank all the subscribers, over 220 of them at this point. It's like 226 at last count. It may vary, but over 220 subscribers. The first thing, of course, is to say my thanks for subscribing to the channel, whether you were a long-time subscriber or a recent subscriber or somewhere in the middle. You have my thanks for this channel. I'd also like to thank the people that have come to the chat, the regular people, the normal people, the, real content creators that have come to this channel in the chat and have offered their comments and their points, sometimes suggestions, what have you. I'd like to thank them as well. I'd also like to take the time to thank the people that have watched live streams, short videos, anything on this channel. They deserve a lot of thanks as well because they're looking at the content, they're looking at the videos, they're looking at the lives. So, the subscribers, the people in the chat, the viewers, and thank you. And one more group, the occasional visitors, the person that would come to check out a video or two, or check out a live or two. I also thank you for tuning into this channel and for checking it out and seeing it. So my thanks as well. The reality is this. I noted that this channel really wasn't supposed to exist beyond 3 lives. I'll be honest, I also planned to shut this channel down after a while. This channel was actually supposed to be eradicated, erased, removed, deleted from existence. The reason is because I have other channel. I have another channel, and I have other channels, and I was going to concentrate on the other. That's why I started another channel, and to concentrate on that. And this was just done because I was informed from YouTube about it. That's the only reason. The only reason that I didn't erase, eradicate, delete this channel was because of the subscriber count. The subscriber count was growing. Now, this is something I still don't know. I don't know why, but this channel, when it started last year, 2022, went from a modest number of subscribers, probably over 50, I don't know the exact number at the time, to over 200 in less than a year. Now, I understand that 200 is a benchmark on YouTube. I have to be brutally honest. I didn't expect this channel to get more than, at best, 100. So, I believe I said this during the 200th anniversary, and I'll say it now. Do I know the exact reason why this channel got 200 subscribers in less than a year? No. I couldn't tell you. I could tell you that it's because of my charming, witty personality. I could tell you that it's because of my fashion sense. I could tell you that it's because of my my handsome looks. Oh, who am I kidding? Mine looks faded a long time ago, so I'm not even going to go there with that one. I could say a lot of things. I could say that in a number of things. But the reality is, I don't really know why this channel went to 200 subscribers in less than a year. I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. In any event, it surprised me. It wasn't anything that I predicted. But then again, I didn't predict having a YouTube channel either. This was something that came out of the blue. So, for whatever reason, this channel has defied the odds. Now, you heard me thank subscribers and viewers and those in the chat and even visitors to this channel. But I also have to talk about the negative side. I have to talk about the fact that this channel has had opposition, much like that phone call, irritating me right now. Um, kind of perfect timing when I think about it. Much like that, much like people trying to call me, I've had people try to attack this channel. In fact, when I talk about the fact that this channel really shouldn't have survived beyond the 3 lives, this channel also, besides the fact that the plan wasn't for this channel to move on and to continue on and exist, you know, the plan also what I had to contend with was the fact that there was and maybe still remains opposition to the existence of this channel. There have been concerted efforts to attack this channel and to destroy this channel and really to get me and to harass me and to get me off of YouTube. And I have to acknowledge that as well, because that's part of the reality. And so I'm going to do something that people probably don't normally do. I'm going to acknowledge and state, just as I thanked the individuals that have supported the channel, the subscribers and the viewers and the chat people in the chat and so forth. I don't know if I can thank the haters and the critics and the instigators and the trolls and the opponents and the adversaries. I can't thank them because that wouldn't be logical. But I can acknowledge them. And I want to acknowledge the names of specific people, unlike the other supporters, because there are too many subscribers. I can't list 200 names, and I'm not going to put them up on a Chiron. Nothing against the 200 subscribers, but it just would be too many people to acknowledge. But I will acknowledge the people that despise this channel, hate the channel, and hate me, and don't want me to be on YouTube. So I'll give you some names. Let's acknowledge two people who harass this channel: Defrauding Charlatan and YM Social Media. They were banned from this channel, and instead of just doing what anyone else who is banned, because I have three basic rules, or 3 rules in general for this channel for people to observe, they decided that they were going to try to keep coming back to this channel. One of these individuals, Defrauding Charlatan, tried to do so under an account. So let's acknowledge these people that tried to harass the channel and who obviously despise, loathe, and hate the channel: Defrauding Charlatan and YM Social Media. We can acknowledge these vile, disgusting, disturbed individuals So when you talk about existing, it's not simply about the supporters, but it's also about the haters. It's not simply about, it's also about the critics. Now, those are people that harass the channel. I'd also like to acknowledge, and I won't necessarily name them off, people who are banned from this channel. You did something to break the rules, and you're acknowledged as people who will never be here again. So I want to acknowledge that too. So we've already noted two individuals who tried to harass the channel. Let me name just a couple, a couple, a couple more people. These are probably, besides these two individuals that harassed the channel and were probably the worst, namely the harassers that I talked about, YM Social Media and Defrauding Charlatan. I also want to acknowledge two individuals that also, even though I've kind of moved on, we were at war, no longer at war with these people, but they have to be acknowledged in terms of their absolute contempt and loathing and hatred for this channel. And those individuals are, those YouTubers are, Stargate and Identity Withheld. Now, again, I've moved on. I've dealt with whatever disagreements I had with them, and I've moved on. So I don't really have I've ended hostilities as a live here indicated, but I have to acknowledge that they don't really like the channel. They can't stand the channel, and they've been opposed to the channel from its very inception. And so they also have to be acknowledged as opponents, opposition, and opposers and adversaries. And of course, much like YM Social Media and Defrauding Charlatan, I'm sure that Stargate and Identity Withheld probably won't like the fact that this channel is a year old. It probably is something, see, because it indicates that they failed. They failed to get this channel off the air. They failed to eradicate this channel. They failed to get this channel deleted. So again, to be brutally honest, I have to acknowledge this because it's the facts and the truth. I don't have any personal issues or beef or whatever you want to call it with either Stargate or Identity Withheld. As far as I'm concerned, I dealt with whatever disagreements I had with them, and I've moved on. But I did have to acknowledge that they are opponents and adversaries of this channel, and that I'm sure that they will have nothing but negative things to say about this channel and the fact that it is a year old and that I am on YouTube on this channel. So, do your worst. Finally, and these are newer individuals, Golden Goddess and Multiracial Movement. They were supportive of the channel initially, so it's a different kind of category. But since we are at odds and I have absolutely nothing but contempt for the way they carry themselves on YouTube, they are, of course, adversaries and opponents of this channel. So they're more recent opponents of the channel. So I think it's only fair. I think it's only fair when you have an anniversary, you don't just thank the people that helped you. You want to thank the people that want to hurt you. You don't just acknowledge the people that support you. You also acknowledge the people that oppose you. You don't just support the army or armies around you, but also the enemy forces. So, and finally, in that regards, there's one more. It's kind of not individuals, but it's an entire sort of collective. The space that has been against this channel entire space has been against this channel. That space is known as the sector. And so I'm sure that within the sector, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think the sector really cares. So I don't think they really care. So I just acknowledge the people and individuals that oppose this channel and continue to oppose it to this day. Defrauding Charlatan, YM Social Media, Stargate. She also goes by another name on another channel, I believe. I think she's known as Ms. 48. And let me see. Identity Withheld, Golden Goddess, and Multiracial Movement. Those are the adversaries. Those are the opponents. Those are the enemies of this channel. And I'm sure that they are very unhappy with these celebrations, or maybe not even very unhappy, just probably mildly unhappy. Well, that's a whole other story. I got asked about a couple of the adversaries and opponents I mentioned earlier. So you also have to acknowledge that, because that's the yin and the yang. That's the light and the dark. You know, that's the balance. You can't just say, hey, I'm for everyone that supported me. You also have to acknowledge those who are against you. So at this time, I'm just going to let my hair down. Well, actually, no, I can't, because I had to cut my hair. But I'm just going to sit back and relax. I know they're going to make fun of this. I don't really care. The enemies, they're going to take this as a screenshot, and they're just going to do this. So I don't really care. Do your worst. You're going to, the opponents, the people, they're going to do this. Especially those of them that are still residing in that sector, they'll be doing it. So I decided to put this on and do that. So I think we've got at least a couple people in the space. So anybody's got any comments? Anything to say that I no. Enough of that. I know they're going to try to make memes of that. I know they're going to try to make stuff out of that. I really don't, they're going to just attack. And that's sad. It's sad to do that. But again, 1 year that I have been on YouTube with this channel, and I would say, in terms of what's going to happen with this channel, I really don't know. That's the fair answer. I really didn't expect this channel to be on the air. To be honest, with the opposition that I've had, I mean, I had trolls that came to this channel for quite a long time. I had the harassers that I mentioned, a couple people harassing it. I've had people bad-mouthing the channel and pretty much trying to get this channel destroyed. And some of these people, that's why I mentioned the sector, some of these people were in that sector. And are in that sector. This has been a channel that has been opposed in the very beginning. This has been a channel that's been really under, in sort of the rifle sights, and it's been opposed for a long time. Well, not a long time, but for the duration of, for a good chunk of the year. And it's managed to survive. And again, just like I can't tell you why there were 200 subscribers, I can't tell you why this channel has continued surviving. I have another channel. Maybe there'll be other channels. I don't know. but I have another channel, and I'll have to do celebration for that coming up soon. And it's been, you know, this has been being on YouTube has been kind of a learning curve, and it's been kind of an educational process. You learn as you go along. I think that's the deal with being a YouTuber. You have to learn as you go along. Um, and I think you have to basically do what you're interested in. Um, what I would say, I don't really do content anymore, but I do lives, and you basically have to do what you know and what you like, what you're comfortable with. If you're doing what you're uncomfortable with, I can't see anybody doing what they're uncomfortable with on YouTube. I just don't see it. Um, I think you just have to. I hate to use. I'm a Star Wars fan, and I hate to use this, but it's kind of like in that movie, The Force. You just have to let it open yourself up and just let it go. You have to trust in your basic plan and your brand, as I call whatever subject or whatever industry or issue or subject or business or whatever it is that your channel's about. You have to put make the basic plan and put that forth and let it go. And that's what you have to be able to do. And trust in that and not waste your time with other pursuits or other aspects. And you know, you, you basically have to be able to and enjoy what you're doing. Certainly, when I was doing the film analysis and the TV analysis, TV shows, I was enjoying that. It was a lot of fun to do. And if you're not having fun doing it, then you probably won't last on YouTube in any way, shape, or form. I think if I was doing stuff I didn't want to do, like I hear people on YouTube, they do content that they think will get them subscribers and viewers and clicks and you know even money if they're monetized. But they think they're going to do that, and that to me is something I don't. I understand, but I don't get in terms of being being involved in as a YouTuber. I don't think it's satisfying. I don't think it's comfortable. I think it's something that really in the end will cause you more problems and it'll probably make you an unhappy person on YouTube. I think you have to do what you're suited to do, what you know how to do, and what you like. Either one of those. If both of those are combined, great. If they're not, choose one and go with it. And I happen to like films, having been a film reviewer, and I happen to like TV shows. And I was happy doing analyses of film and TV shows. And after a while, I thought I've done enough content. Try another way to revamp the channel. And so, you know, I'm very happy with the way this channel has. So I've always been happy with the channel. And this is despite the fact that there's been enough opposition. There's been enemies and adversaries from day one with this channel. Well, not day one, but after a couple of months or so. There have been all kinds of people, you know, that don't like the channel and don't like me. They don't like me because they won't don't like the channel. And despite that, the channel has survived. And I think it survived because of a combination. I think it's obviously support, subscribers, and viewers. And I don't get a lot of views on this channel. I don't get a lot of views. I'll be honest. You know, I don't get a lot of views. I don't get a lot of views. I don't get 200 views. I got over 200 subscribers. I don't get over 200 views. But see, because I don't have to make this channel anything other than what it is, which is a simple YouTube channel. That's it. When you have no expectations, when you have no demands, when you have no when you have no preoccupations with success, then a channel doesn't need to be successful. It can survive. Would I call this success? No, I call it survival. This channel's been able to survive. I wouldn't call it successful. I mean, I think 200 subscribers is okay, but it's not success. I mean, there are channels that get 500 subscribers. The people that are opposed to me have far more subscribers. They have far more supporters. They have far more in the chat. But this is a surviving channel. This is not a successful channel. It's a surviving channel. And that's what I want to stress. This channel has survived despite the odds. And the odds are trolls being sent to this channel, people coming to harass the channel, people voicing criticisms of me and attacking me and saying all kinds of things about me because they hate me or dislike me and thus don't want this channel to succeed. I mentioned two of these people already. Stargate and Identity Withheld. These are two people that want me off of YouTube. And again, I want to make this clear. My hostilities with them are done. I've kind of moved on. I reacted and responded to them. But I have to acknowledge the truth, and that is that these are two individuals who really didn't want me to have a channel on YouTube, from what I've seen and from what I sensed of them. They didn't want me to have a channel on YouTube. They didn't want me to be on YouTube. Why, I don't know. They never made that clear. They never said that. So when you want to take a look at the people that are, so I would say to anybody, when it comes to the survival of this channel, those were two of the biggest opponents of this channel, was Stargate and is Stargate and Identity Withheld. Are they the only ones? No, I just mentioned some others. But they're two of the biggest opponents. And somebody had told me when I started on YouTube, when this channel started, they said, somebody had said, I can't recall who it was, they said, there are going to be people that see you as opposite, that see you as competition. They're not going to like the fact you have a YouTube channel. They're going to see you as competition, as somebody to be up against. And I took that, I immediately listened to that, and I never forgot it. And I think the story, I mean, I wish I could just say that it's been smooth sailing and there have been no problems, that it's all been sugar and spice and everything nice. But no, it hasn't. And you have to deal with all the facets, all of it. You have to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly, to quote the title of a Sergio Leone film. There's been the good, the bad, and the ugly. And through it all, this channel has survived. That's why I call it a survival channel. Despite the efforts of individuals to give me some award in this sector as a way to derail this channel, at the very beginning, the channel has survived. Despite the individuals that I mentioned, this channel has survived. Despite the trolls and the critics and the instigators and everyone else, this channel has survived. So I don't know. I don't have any particular plans. Like I said, I've already revamped the channel. So the channel's already been revamped. And I like the slimmed down approach. I like the package. I've had a couple of package lives that I've done recently. No, there's no shame in my game. No, there's no shame in being lame. And they do not seek to be with geeks. I recommend those package lives, as I call them. I also recommend the other content that's here, right? The original lives, Shakespeare Myth, my analysis of the TV show The Prisoner, my analysis of the movie The Usual Suspects. I also recommend my two series, the YouTube show, and of course, my movie life. So I recommend that, and that this channel has continued to survive is a testament not only to the fact that I have done no frills, raw, real content in the past. No graphics, no titles, no music, no editing, no nothing. Just me sitting down on this tiny little bench here in front of this device, talking about subjects and issues. I call it video verite. That's what I've called it. And I call it that. And it hasn't changed. Will it change in the future? We will see. I don't know. But I got over 200 subscribers by doing what I'm doing now. Just sitting down, talking, and telling the truth. And I guess I'm going to continue that here until I won't. And so I'd like to thank again all the subscribers, all the people in the chat, all the viewers, all the visitors. This is why I'm doing this celebration. This is why I look ridiculous. Clearly, I'm not a guy who was born to wear, and I had to dress formally as a freelance journalist when I was working in my career, but it's very clear I don't look good in a suit. Well, that's not so much I don't look good in a suit. I wasn't made to be in formal wear. I was made to be in informal wear, right? I mean, I'm wearing this. I look like I'm an attorney doing an infomercial. It's crazy. But yeah, clearly, I'm not a suit and tie guy. I'm a jeans and t-shirt guy. That's what I'm comfortable in. So, but I feel like I have to. But sometimes I do dress formally when I'm on like a talk show or I'm on a podcast or something. I do have to dress formally or feel like I have to. But again, subscribers, viewers, visitors, people in the chat, thanks so much. Thanks for supporting this channel. Thanks for being at this channel. Thanks for coming to this channel. And to my opponents and adversaries and enemies, the critics, the trolls, the instigators, the saboteurs, nice try, but you failed. Sorry, Charlie. All right. And that's it for the celebration. I'm sorry, I don't drink, so no champagne. I'm a teetotaler, so I don't do champagne. I do have some orange juice that I'm drinking over there. They got it over there, but so again, my thanks to all the supporters, and you know what, to all the enemies, and thank you for those people who are watching this celebration. Thank you. Again, this is a celebration normally for all the subscribers and the visitors and the people there. This is for you. Just like the 200th anniversary show was for you, right? 1 year. What is it? Bobby Knight said, "When my time on Earth is past, no. When I'm gonna be, when it is my time to die and my time on Earth is past, I want to be buried head first, so my critics can kiss my ass." So that's one statement I could say at the end. But I'd probably end on something else, which is, you know, I'll use Shakespeare here, but I will transpose YouTube. We'll see how it goes. What a piece of work is YouTube. How noble in wisdom, how infinite in faculty. In form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the arrogant of animals. I don't know if that really works in regards to YouTube. I'm sure people would disagree. I'm sure I would disagree, but I felt I should say something nice about YouTube, right? So that's been the 1 year celebration. Like I said, I'm sorry, no fireworks, no alcohol. I don't do alcohol, none of that. But a lot of good vibes and the truth. So I'm not into vibes. Actually, scratch that. I don't care about vibes. But acknowledging the good work of others, namely supporters and people who chat up the channel, and nothing but disdain for the enemies who are against the channel. So at the end of this, I'd like to say thank you. And until the next live, goodbye, folks. Take it easy.